The mistake that I see, the common mistake I see is almost where it's too late. Where like the company's raised some money, they've started to execute, the stock's trading, maybe it's not doing that well, and then they're getting kind of the large shareholders complaining in their ear, and they're like, "Oh no, I need to do something." And sometimes they'll find me, and a lot of the times it's unfortunately it's too late. There's nothing we can do, or they can't afford us. And so that's the mistake is when you're when you're raising money initially, you've got to carve out a certain percentage for marketing. You just have to. And usually, guys are a lot smarter than me. These bankers, depending upon the sector, will say to carve out anywhere from 10% to 20% of the raise towards the towards the annual marketing spend, or at least to get them to that next financing. The mistake made is they don't do that. And then they get to where they're like, "Oh no, my stock's trading by appointment, or the chart looks terrible, or people are, there's not enough liquidity and people are leaving." And then the CEO's like, "Oh no, I need to do something." And then they come to me and I'm like, "Well, you can't afford me. You don't have enough money in the treasury." Or they'd have to, they're trying to move things around. Obviously they have payroll and operations and all these other things. So that's probably one of the biggest mistakes and that I see. And obviously that's why we work with a lot of the same clients over and over again, because they understand the proper model.
The takeaway or the warning is you got to have money to make money, right? I mean, you can't.
I mean, look, I mean, these guys have chosen to go public, right? They're a public company. They're not a private company. So if you're in the public markets, you've got to be open to spending money to tell your story. And I always tell guys, like, if you don't believe me, there's somebody else that's going to. And some guys, I was just on a call the other day, and a guy was complaining about one of his competitors whose asset isn't as good as his, and he can't believe it's a $3 stock and yada yada yada. And I'm like, well, uh, you know, they're they're just maybe telling their story out there a lot more. It does.
Right. It is a full, and I agree with you. It is a full core press. It's digital. It's roadshows. It's social. It really requires everything. I mean, I think even 5, 6, 7 years ago, companies would go public. They put out a press release. They hope somebody reads it, and they call it a day. And it does what it does. That is not the case anymore.